So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. You know, there are very few people in Indian cinema today whose name alone feels like a quality guarantee. For me, one of those names is Raj B Shetty. Whether he's acting, directing or producing, if he's involved, I'm already interested. It's not just about stardom, it's about taste. It's about a certain sincerity that you can expect in the storytelling. As an actor, just look at Garuda Gamana Vrishava Vahana. That's not a performance, that's a transformation. As a director, he gave us Garuda, of course, but also Ondu Mottaya Kathe, a small film with a huge heart. And then as a writer in Sarkara Hireya Prathamika Shale Kasargodu. And then one of his best as a writer and actor again, Toby, which pushed emotional storytelling into darker, deeper waters. But even when he's not in front of the camera or behind it and is just backing a project as a producer too, you feel his touch, you feel his eye for honesty, for emotion, for originality. And that's exactly what pulled me towards So From So, and also the intriguing, brilliantly cut trailer too. I didn't care what the genre was, who the actors were. The fact that Raj B Shetty's Lighter Buddha Films was producing it was enough for me to walk into the theatre with full faith, and honestly, that faith was rewarded 10 times over. So what exactly is So From So? It's a rural supernatural comedy that doesn't rely on ghosts or gimmicks, but on people, on the hilarity and complexity that already exists in our day-to-day lives. The story kicks off after an eventful wedding celebration in a quiet coastal fictional village, when sudden rumors spread that a ghost named Sulochana from Someshwar has possessed a young man named Ashoka, who is played by none other than the film's director, JP Thuminad himself. Now, what starts off as a gossip soon explodes into a full-blown village-wide panic, and that's where the film's brilliance kicks in, how it uses this chaos to craft both comedy and commentary. It has already made history even before its official release, with houseful, jam-packed theaters on weekdays across the state, including the show I was watching, a late-night 10 p.m. show on a weekday. But once you see it, you understand why. This is cinema that comes from the soil, that speaks your language, not just literally, but emotionally too. One of the strongest parts of So From So is its world building. The village of Marlur isn't treated like a backdrop. It's a living, breathing space full of warmth, oddities and character. From the way people talk to the way they dress, eat and gossip, nothing feels made up. The dialect is real. The locations aren't dressed up or romanticized. They are shown as they are, and that's exactly why they work so well. You're not just watching a film here. You're visiting a place. You're being pulled into a community where everyone knows everyone and every small quirk matters. It's this rootedness that makes the comedy land better. When the characters are believable, even the most absurd situations feel natural. There's something so rare about a film where not just a hero, but every single character leaves an impact, right? In So From So, Ravi Anna is technically the lead, and he plays the role with so much honesty and charm. You instantly root for him. But the magic of the film is that he doesn't overshadow others. There's Ramesh Anna, Satish and Chandra, played by Prakash Thuminad, who adds such comic weight and familiarity, bringing that grounded tone we associate with the best of Kannada cinema. And then there's a character, Bhaava, an absolute show stealer. Not only is the character written brilliantly, but he even gets his own background score. Yes, a specific BGM that kicks in every time his quirks take over the scene, and trust me, it lands perfectly every single time. Each of these characters feel like people you've met, or at least people your relatives know from back home. This film is a laugh riot, but not because it tries too hard. The jokes don't come from punchlines or internet-style memes. They come from situations, from who the people are. The comedy grows naturally out of their behaviors, their fears, their misunderstandings. There are plenty of scenes involving group discussions and petty confusion that becomes absolute madness. And it's so funny because we've all seen such things happen in real life. The writing is clever without being showy. The screenplay moves at a breezy pace. And even when there are small detours, they don't feel like distractions. They feel like small adventures in the same village. But what surprised me the most was the emotional undercurrent in the film too. Beneath all the laughs, there is a powerful social message too. And the best part, it's never shouted. It's never delivered like a lecture. It just unfolds quietly through the story, through the way people treat each other, through what they choose to believe or ignore. And by the time it hits you, it hits hard. You sit back and think, how did a film that made me laugh so much also leave me with so much to reflect on? That's the beauty of good writing. It never separates message from entertainment. It lets both exist together effortlessly. Technically too, Su from So is surprisingly polished for a film that's set in a rustic environment. The cinematography captures the essence of the village without trying to beautify it unnecessarily. The music is also a huge strength, not just in the songs but especially in the background score. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Bhaava's BGM is iconic already, but even beyond that, the score enhances mood, builds anticipation, and at times adds a layer of emotion you wouldn't expect. The sound design too is finely tuned, enhancing both the airiness of the ghost story and the timing of the comedy. Editing wise, the film is also very tight. It never lingers beyond what's needed. All in all, the technical finesse elevates the entire experience. Now, coming to the director, JP Thuminad is a name we're going to hear a lot more in the coming years, trust me. As a first-time writer, director and actor, what he has pulled off here is nothing short of incredible. There's a certain confidence in how the film handles tone, jumping between comedy, mystery and emotion that doesn't feel like a debut at all. His performance as Ashoka adds another strong layer to the film, but it's his vision as a storyteller that really stands out. Yes, you can sense some influence of Raj Shetty in the rhythm and the flavor of the scenes, but this is not a copy. This is someone who has learned from the best and used that learning to speak in his own voice. JP's arrival is a big moment for Kannada cinema if he continues to remain authentic. So my final thoughts, Su from So is quite an experience in itself. It's that rare village-based comedy that doesn't make fun of its people but celebrates them. Remember the village of Welcome to Sajjanpur by Shyam Benegal? On those lines, it reminds you that storytelling doesn't need to be big or flashy. It just needs to be honest. The fact that the film pulled houseful crowds on weekdays is not just historic, it's symbolic. It shows that the audience is ready to embrace fresh, meaningful, entertaining cinema even if it comes without stars or massive marketing. And most importantly, it proves that when you give space to new voices and support them, magic can happen. Oh, and before I forget, there's also a whistle-worthy surprise cameo that caught the audience completely off guard and had people hooting. I'm not going to spoil it here, but that moment alone was worth the ticket price. My faith in Raj Shetty's taste has only grown stronger after this film. Whether he's acting, directing, or simply lending his name to a project, it's always something worth watching. And this time, with JP Thuminad stepping into the spotlight, that belief has extended to a new voice. A voice that knows how to make us laugh, feel, and even think, all in one sitting. I walked into the film expecting a good time and walked out with a full heart. This is the kind of cinema I wish we saw more often. Real and rooted and full of life. If you haven't already watched Su from So, go for it. Take your friends, your family, or just go alone. Either way, you're in for something special. Thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to like, share and comment. Please do subscribe for more such content on the channel. Take good care of yourself and family, and always stay awesome, and bye-bye.